Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, everybody. Happy August 16th to you guys, I guess. Yeah, happy Sunday to you guys. Happy Super Sunday to you guys. I am Bernard King of MyGridironFace. I am on 3 new channels streaming. So, of course, I'm on YouTube, my Facebook. Typically, I have my Instagram and my TikTok. Let me check all my social media accounts real quick. To see where I'm streaming at real quick. I'm on 3 new channels today, things of that nature. So I am on, let's see here. Okay. So I'm on 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm on 3 new channels today, everybody. So I just want to let everybody know I'm on 3 new channels today, things of that nature. So pretty much I am streaming right now as we speak. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on for a second. Yeah, let's see. I'm just checking some things out real quick, everybody. I'm pretty much I would say a quote unquote one-man show. So that'd be the best way to put that. Let's see here. I am streaming. Let's see how many people I got. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I don't have anyone looking right now, so I got a chance to correct some things as we speak. Let me go ahead and go to my Facebook real quick. See what I'm on and things of that nature. So let's see. I'm streaming right now. Hold on, y'all give me a second here. Let me pull some things up real quick. Excuse me for a second. Let me go here real quick. So yeah, pretty much I'm streaming right now. Oh wow, I'm way behind on the streaming, right? So pretty much, oh, there we go, right there. Okay, yeah, I'm streaming. Okay, I was just making sure everybody I was streaming and things of that nature. My thing had to catch up real quick. So yeah, I'm relatively streaming right now as we speak because my restream stuff. Like I said, I'm streaming right now simultaneously on 8 channels. Facebook, I think TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, all those 3 channels. All those 3 platforms. I'm streaming simultaneously on 8 different channels on Restream. I don't have StreamYard or the other stuff, but this is what I'm streaming on right now. But me personally, I got a lot of things to catch up on as it relates to. Well, we have a lot of things to catch up on preseason. Now, as you guys know, the NFL preseason is relatively in full swing. We got some storylines that are coming out of Minnesota. The Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons. That's probably the most interesting storyline that's going on there. Not because of my pandemonium that I had. Atlanta Falcons is my team, but there's so much stuff going on with Atlanta. They got a slew of things on offense and defense, and also coaching as well. So I'll get all that in a second. Denver look like they could be a Super Bowl team, but however, this is a preseason. This is an NFL preseason. Also, Drew LR and Drew LR and Fernando and Todd Simpson, my bad, and also Fernando Mendoza. So pretty much 3 rookie quarterbacks making some splashes and doing some surprise things as it relates to their quarterback play, things of that nature. So I'm gonna get all that stuff in a second, but. However, some quarterback battles that are going on. Some other things that are going on relatively as it relates to college. Jane Daniels and the LSU situation. Y'all already heard about that. I'm going to recap on that, and I'm going to give y'all my spiel on that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into the meat of things. Oh, first and foremost, let me say this right here. Let me start over again. I had to make sure all myself was together. I'm Bernard King of MyGridironFace. I am streaming on like I said, my regular Facebook and YouTube channels and my TikTok as well. I am also on Facebook on All Things Football. Shout out to Sonya Rochelle for lending me her platform to stream on her platform. Icon Podcast Community and Black Podcasters Network. So I just want to get it out. Those are the channels that I'm on today. Basically, and with this channel right here. On these new channels that I did live on. I will always post on all things football from a lady's perspective, but this is my first live show. So thank you, Sonya Rochelle. Thank you, Brandon Arndt. Thank you, Brian Arndt. My bad. Thank you, Brian Arndt, as well for lending me your platform as well to stream on Northeast Stream and the Sports Network, McGrath Sports Network. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Black Podcasters Network. Thank you, Icon Community Podcasters as well. So these are the new platforms that three platforms that are on. I gotta stop rushing. I'm so tense, right? But anyway, yeah, like I said, a lot of storylines that are going on in the NFL. Now, let's go ahead and get into the NFL, right? A recap. Pretty much a recap on this preseason and this past week. Now, as you all know, Kyler Murray signed with the Minnesota Vikings. So pretty much it's a quarterback battle between Kyler Murray, former Heisman Trophy winner, and former number 1 NFL overall draft pick from years ago. I don't know what year, but he was number 1 draft pick and also Heisman Trophy winner. J.J. McCarthy, national champion with the Michigan Wolverines, go blue. Pretty much he got drafted, I think, 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think he tore his ligament his rookie season. Came back last year, he struggled. And pretty much Minnesota's like, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and get us some backup because we don't really, not to say you don't trust this guy, but he's injury prone, ACL tear. ACLs can be something else. I get the ACLs in a minute with another with another quarterback situation and also George Kittle. But when I got Kyler Murray, created quarterback, pretty much he stewed us in quarterback competition, and Kyler Murray pretty much wound up winning the job. Now, J.J. McCarthy, right now, in my opinion, I believe J.J. McCarthy, in my opinion, I think his career, not say his career is over, J.J. McCarthy is relatively going to be just a good or adequate backup. That's what I believe. Kyler Murray got the job. He's got Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson, and with the receiving core that he has and the running back, and also with him scrambling and throwing the ball, he relatively has some help now. He's going to thrive in that offense. He's also going to relatively Minnesota's going to put up points, and they got a good defense as well with Brian Flores in that defense as well. So Minnesota could be a dark child or dark horse in the NFC North and possibly the NFC. Who knows? We're going to see how that whole thing goes down. But with Kyler Murray getting that starting job, he got a lot of help going on. Like I said, he got a lot of pieces there. Okay? Now, I'm not saying Minnesota going to put up 85 points in the game or 40. Well, in the NFL, if you pull up 40 points in the NFL, that's like 50 to 60 points in college football. Okay? So pretty much this is going to be very interesting to see Kyler Murray. I'm excited to see that. But like I said, I'm a Falcons fan. But Minnesota, they're probably going to give the NFC North give the NFC North a run for their money. Ben Johnson said he wants to be the best offense that ever scored as many points in the history of the NFL. We'll see about that because Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, and Kevin O'Connell, they say come with smoke basically, and the NFC North says relatively come with smoke as well. Now Green Bay, I don't know what's gonna happen in Green Bay. I don't know. Jordan Love, he was an okay quarterback. I don't think he can get the job done. This is just my opinion. I think Green Bay, in my opinion, I think Chicago's probably gonna want to win that division, right? Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry, I had to yawn. I didn't want to yawn in front of the camera and everything. But, however, Green Bay, they're probably going to be a lackluster performance. We're going to see how that goes. And, with Brandon Jacobs and his situation going on, so a suspension still may happen. So, he's not out of the woods yet with his situation going on, with his allegations and that nature, Wiggins allegations not allegations. We're getting fact finding later on with James Pierce Jr. of the Falcons. But at any rate, that's pretty much on that storyline right there. Now, storyline number 2. Well, I'm gonna get to Jalen Walker. I'm gonna get to the Falcons, and I'll probably say that next to last. Now, pretty much this season, pretty much what happened this preseason weekend. Now, this weekend, NFL preseason is fully on the way. Football is back. I don't care how you look at it. Okay, training camp started last month. Maybe like, a little than a month ago. But also, the preseason is relatively in full swing. Games, we had a lot of games that came over this weekend, other than the Lions and the Cardinals. No, other than the Panthers and the Cardinals. I thought they got the same color. But anyway, preseason is relatively in full swing. A lot of quarterback battles that have been going on, other than the Kyle Murray and J.J. McCarthy situation. Pretty much a very interesting quarterback duel that's going on. It's an intense duel that's going on right now with Deshaun Watson and also Shedeur Sanders. Deshaun Watson pretty much lost a fumble, but Shedeur Sanders, had 2 turnovers and an interception. So, pretty much, Shedeur struggled as well. I don't know who's going to win that job. If you ask me, this is just my opinion. I think Deshaun Watson, I feel like he should get the starting job. I mean, listen, he had a guaranteed contract. He's had a lot of controversy, but Deshaun Watson, I just go with Deshaun Watson because of the experience. We'll see how that whole thing goes as it relates to Cleveland. So pretty much, like I said, the loss against Chicago is during the preseason, but at the same time, I think Deshaun Watson is relatively going along. Well, my bad. Let me back up. From what I saw, what we saw this past weekend, I think Deshaun Watson should get the job. Now, who knows what Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson are going to do the next 2 preseason games. So, as of right now, I feel like Deshaun Watson should get that job. Like I said, it's only 1 game. We're going to the games next week. We'll see what goes on. So, my decision may change. Now, moving on. The Raiders. Pretty much Kirk Cousins is relatively, he's a veteran on the side. The Raiders, I was about to say Oakland. The Las Vegas Raiders signed Kirk Cousins. And pretty much he's a mentor to Fernando Mendoza, #1 draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner. #1 draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. Fernando Mendoza threw his first touchdown in the NFL touchdown pass in the preseason. And also, Kirk Cousins is relatively fighting. He's kind of staving them off and fighting them off and things of that nature. And pretty much, hold on, my bad. Yeah, he's pretty much fighting off that. Mendoza's starting job. Even though, and I feel like this right here, Oakland is doing the right thing by bringing in the veteran quarterback so you can teach the rookie quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, some things of that nature. So, excuse me. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm yawning. I think I just woke up. So Fernando Mendoza, pretty much, kind of like what Atlanta did with Michael Penix, teaching Michael Penix the ropes and things of that nature as a quarterback. Same thing he's doing with Fernando Mendoza. I feel like because Fernando Mendoza doesn't have an injury history, Mendoza I think he will probably fare better than Michael Penix. Now, this coming from a Falcon fan. So Michael Penix, he's already had 3 ACL surgeries already, 2 on one leg and 1 on the other leg. So 2 on one knee and 1 on the other knee. I think Mendoza will pretty much fare well. Only thing about it, he's in a tough division. He's over there. My God, think about this. The Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, D-Lump. I say Broncos. Yeah, I say Broncos. Broncos and, the Raiders themselves. So I think the Raiders, they probably win, maybe a couple more games than they did last year. That's just in my opinion. So I think that Kirk Cousins is going to wind up relatively getting a job. This is just what I saw this weekend. Like I say again, who knows what's going to happen next weekend. So, those are this is another big storyline that's coming on with that whole situation right now. Now, also, moving on to some other NFL storylines. With the rookies, some rookies have, other than Fernando Mendoza, 2 rookie quarterbacks, Ty Simpson and Drew Allard. Ty Simpson pretty much did a good job in playing this weekend. Basically, he went 21 for 25 for 190 yards. That wasn't bad for a rookie quarterback, for a rookie quarterback. So pretty much, I think Ty Simpson could possibly be the future of the Rams if he keeps going that way. He showed some flashes. Now you already know, ain't no quarterback competition down in LA. I mean in Los Angeles. Matthew Stafford is pretty much his team. I think he does this year and maybe a year after that. I feel like if you ask me, the Super Bowl is going to be in LA next year. I feel like if the Rams win the Super Bowl next year, I do like the Rams going to the Super Bowl next year, right? Now, Seahawks, they got something to say. But, however, if the Rams, I said this once before, if the Rams, they got Myles Garrett, Trent McDuffie. If Aaron Donald comes back, which is a highly intensified rumor, that rumor keeps that storyline, it keeps it intensifying every day that he's coming back. If he's coming back, I'm letting y'all know right now. With all these teams, with Aaron Donald coming back, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, with all these teams, with Aaron Donald coming, with all these teams with Aaron Donald coming back, right? If Aaron Donald comes back, I'm letting you know, whoever team, hold on, let me see it here right here. Let me do, hold on, you know what? I got my iPad right here. Let me do this real quick. I ain't even thinking about this. Hold on, let me do this right here. Ram schedule. Let me see something here for a minute. This is what I do from time to time. I just kind of pull up notes. 2026. Oh yeah, 2026. Now, if Aaron Donald comes back, now Seattle, San Francisco, Arizona, what y'all need to do, those are their, Seattle 49ers and Rams. No, Seattle 49ers and Cardinals, along with, that's preseason, along with the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys. Yeah, hold on. Along with the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, Chargers. Wow, they're playing preseason as well. Okay, that's crazy. With the Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Seahawks, Buccaneers, right? And the Cowboys. Okay, let me do this right here. Seahawks. Okay, I said the Seahawks. Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, all of the AFC West, which is Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. Also, the NFC East, Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles, and Giants. And last but not least, the Buccaneers. What y'all need to do, this is what y'all need to do. If Aaron Donald comes back, because they got Myles Garrett already who draws double team, and you got Trent McDuffie who can shut down somebody, right? And you got Aaron Donald, if he comes back, who draws double team. Now listen, if Aaron Donald comes back, right? If Aaron Donald comes back and he draws a double team, all y'all need, NFC West, NFC East, and the Buccaneers, one NFC South team, and the NFC West, all y'all need to go in the room, book a room for the weekend, right? As soon as Aaron Donald come back, y'all need to sit down and draw straws and find out who is going to forfeit some games. Now, some games you're going to play. Some games, y'all probably going to have to forfeit because, man, listen, you need about 7, 8 offensive linemen to stop that Rams front. Because Aaron Donald drawing a double team and Myles Garrett going to draw a double team. That's 4 linemen. That's 4 people right there, right? And guess what? And the double team, and Aaron Donald, if they double team AD, Aaron Donald, and Myles Garrett, that's going to free up some other people to come on in. So the thing is, if Aaron Donald come back, y'all need to sit down, draw straws, or like do spitballs, shoot spitballs at the wall and see who's one stick and find out we need to forfeit the games now. I'm just telling y'all what it is. I'm telling you right now. LA, listen, I believe LA could possibly run the table. I'm just going to say it just like that. And then, well, only problem is that, okay, the defense is going to be on point. It's that offense, right? Don't get me wrong, Devontae Freeman, future Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford, future Hall of Famer, Kyron Williams, good running back, adequate running back. It's that Puka Nacua, if he can get his mental and if he get his mental aspect of things going right and back together again. Now, if Puka Nacua, excuse me, can get some things right, it's over with. I'm just letting y'all know. That's just my opinion on the whole thing. Now, back to my subject, right? But anyway, Ty Simpson came out. Pretty much, he's relatively going to be the future of the Rams. So he did a great job. He's pretty much gonna. He may be out. I mean, in terms of depth, if he keeps playing like he's playing, he could beat out Jimmy Garoppolo in terms of that number 2 spot. But he may wind up having that 3 spot. I don't know. We'll see how that goes down. So it's not a battle of number 1 spot. I think it's more so a battle of the number 2 spot. So Ty Simpson could possibly wind up being the number 2 quarterback playing behind Matthew Stafford. And, the Rams relatively invested in the future. So that's just my opinion on that. But it's going to be very interesting to see. Now, Drew Eller. Pretty much, he got a 74-yard completion on his first pass, scoring 3 touchdowns, right? So Drew Eller pretty much showing out. So pretty much, again, we got another situation. Matthew Stafford, future Hall of Famer. Aaron Rodgers, future Hall of Famer. And then guess who come behind him? Drew Eller. Drew Eller is a hometown guy, too. Kind of like what they did with Kenny Pickett. Came out first round, went to Pittsburgh. Drew Eller, Penn State. I guess he's from Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. And Pittsburgh did another thing, driving a hometown hero, a hometown homeboy. So he didn't have much have far to travel. And also, Sean McVay, a very good offensive coordinator. Okay, Mike McCarthy. He was an offensive coordinator, but he's an offensive-minded coach. Mike McCarthy, another good offensive-minded coach. So therefore, Drew Eller he's learning things about Aaron Rodgers and a great offensive coordinator. And a great coach as well. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mike McCarthy calls his own plays. So that's a very good, combination right there as well. So it's going to be very interesting, pretty interesting to see how that goes down as it relates to Drew Eller and him learning up on the Aaron Rodgers. So Pittsburgh, they had a great. Well, they had a. It was okay. Well, Aaron Rodgers was okay, but Ben Roethlisberger was kind of like, a hometown hero, so to speak, as it relates to that. So, learn about the Aaron Rodgers and coaching Mike McCarthy. Pittsburgh could be on their way. The Steelers could be on their way back. We'll see how that goes down. Things that nature. See how they. I'll see how he fares during the rest of his preseason and football as well. Now, also. Another thing that's going on, right? Now, this is what I want to address right here. The Atlanta Falcons, my team, and it's not Atlanta Falcons centric, not me. I'm a fan, not my fan. With my fandemonium, my pandemonium for the Falcons aside, okay? Putting all that aside, okay? Now, the Atlanta Falcons, man, we are the most troublesome team that's out in the NFL right now. That's just my belief. Okay, number one, you have a quarterback situation going on. Okay, you got one quarterback who's concussion prone. You have another quarterback that's injury prone, which is, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa. Oh, you know what? I got a new name for him. Tua turned the ball over. He turned the ball over 10 seconds into the game already. We called him that back in Alabama too. Yeah, Tua turned the ball over. Yeah. Tua Tagovailoa. Tua turned the ball over. He pretty much fumbled the ball the first snap of the game, preseason game. Also, not only that, Sean Payton, he just hates us. Sean Payton hates the Atlanta Falcons. He really does. It's like, hey man, everybody's dressed all up and in the stands. Like, yeah, he just. I hate to say it, Sean Payton owns the Falcons. I hate to say this. He owns, okay. Not from a fan aspect, but from a professional aspect, critic aspect, or just analyzing the aspect. Sean Payton owns us. He did in New Orleans. He doing it in Denver. The Broncos is own us. Let's be honest. The Broncos own us. I hate to say that, yeah. So he took shots at us as well. Also, the controversy. Okay, they have a quarterback problem. Tua, I don't think Tua can last. I feel like if he can't get it together, I think Tua will probably wound up. I hope he doesn't get a concussion, but he's had several of them, like 2 or 3 in 1 year, maybe 2 in 1 year. He's had several of them, right? I think Tua, I don't think he can get it done. I think Tua, if he's injury prone, if these injuries, pile on, I think Tua could possibly, he might not last about 4 or 5 games. I'm gonna be honest with you. And Michael Penix probably ain't gonna be ready until probably the 5th or the 6th game, if he comes back, right? So more than likely, Tua gonna wind up getting a week 1 start. I forgot who we play. I don't really think it matters. We just gonna be bad this year. I hate to say it. I mean, we just gonna suck. And also, that's on the offensive side of the ball. Now, you signed Bijan Robinson. You signed Kyle Pitts. You also signed Drake London to contract extensions, right? Cool, no problem. Guess what? On the defensive side of the ball, we are so banged up. Okay, Jalen Walker, in case you guys don't know, he was out for the season with a torn ACL tear. Matter of fact, when he tore his ACL, called him out the field. Players got down on one knee. They called him out the field. Coach Kevin Stefanski ended practice that day. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and end it. We'll need that right there, right? Also, James Pierce Jr., of course, you guys know, Super Bowl weekend, he got caught up in a crazy situation, domestic dispute with his ex, let's see, Rakia Jackson or something like that. So, James Pierce Jr. Jalen Walker Jr. out for the season. James Pierce Jr. Pretty much out for 8 games. All right, and I feel like the NFL is probably gracious in that. I say it will be 6 games, but they give him 8 games. So I say about 10 or 8 games. But he won't be back until November 2nd. This when we play in Madrid in the international game. And he was balling in practice, from what I heard. He was doing pretty good in practice. He's still allowed to practice with the team. He just doesn't get paid. He doesn't get. He's not allowed to participate in any games. So he's out for 8 games of the season. There's been 8 games for the season. That's pretty much half a year for the Falcons. So, like I say, James Pierce Jr. Is pretty much not that he's banged up. He just had a lot of situations going on. However, he pretty much got a break because of all those charges, right? And this was what reported. Because of all those charges, if he completes I think a program. It's a program, it goes 6 months, but the prosecutor, it's normally 6 months, but the prosecutor extended the program. I think it's like a crime prevention program where if he completes it by May 20, and if he completes the program by May 27th of next year, all those charges will be dropped. Okay. Now it's been reported that Rakia Jackson, the police officer who got injured, and the DA, they all talked and agreed, hey, we'll come up with this whole thing right here. Translation, let's be honest. Somebody came with the bag. Listen, let me do you a favor real quick. You see this right here? I'm not saying all the man did it, but you understand. Listen, I'm worth $11 billion. I got a trust fund. It be growing, compounding interest, every year and everything right here. What? I'm telling you what. Boom, boom, boom. Reach to his pocket, pull the bankroll out. Die. Okay, prosecutor, Rakia Jackson, police officer. Here y'all go right here. You know what? I want y'all go ahead and talk about it and sign off on this thing right here. This is my man right here, 10.5 sacks. He balling. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all help. I'm just saying, I ain't saying all the play did it, but you kind of understand. So the Falcons got a lot of things that are going on. Also, some other news that I had on this really been going on. The Colts, and hold on, it was something else I had for the Chicago Bears. Somebody came off and hold on. I got another story that popped up on me. Hold on for a second. Somebody came out on the Bears physically unable to perform list for the Bears. I'm trying to look for that right now. Hold on for a second. I forgot the storyline, but the Bears, who was on the hold on. Okay, I got another story that's popped up. Okay, all right, James Pierce Jr. Of course, got suspended. Also, 8 games. Also, defensive tackle for Darian Mathis got suspended 3 games. Pretty much, substance abuse policy. That was for Darian Mathis for 3 games. I mean, James Pierce Jr. got suspended 8 games for the player conduct policy. That's what he got suspended 8 games for now. Also, cornerback Nazeed Johnson was suspended 6 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substance policy. Pretty much, he'll be reinstated on Monday, October 19th. So pretty much, so there's other suspensions that relatively have been going on. Also, another suspension that has been going on, which is Dorance Armstrong Jr. He violated the NFL's personal conduct policy, the same thing as James Pierce Jr. did. So he just got 1 game. So pretty much, the NFL is relatively handing out suspensions. I think, typically the NFL, if you're in trouble on the off season, the NFL will pretty much hand out these punishments. I think right before, during preseason training camp, and right before the season starts. Now, Josh Jacobs, that remains to be seen with Josh Jacobs. We'll find out more because I think some more suspensions are probably going to come. I think Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, will relatively be the second round of suspensions if they do it right. So we'll find out more about that. Also, what's some other things that are going on in the NFL? In the NFL, no. Okay, I think I'm done with the NFL right now. Something else pops up. I'm gonna get back with you guys. And so pretty much, like I said, if you want to interview, like I said, you can check out my socials. Those are my social media pages. If you want to come on, and I'll bring you on live. We could do also a live. I'm sorry. We could do a live stream on your channel and my channel as well. So we will go ahead and just send the email. You go to my YouTube page, my Facebook page, Bernard King. My Instagram page is MyGridironFace. Go to my YouTube page, Bernard King, MyGridironFace. You go to TikTok, MyGridironFace. You can also go to what the other pages I got? Oh yeah, I have a Facebook page for MyGridironFace as well, and also those are other things that are going on that I have going on now. There is some other situations. There is another crazy situation that's going on as it relates to football, and this right here is relative from the college aspect of things. Now, let's talk about the Jaden. I said Jalen. Jaden. Jaden. I kept saying Jalen. Jaden. Let me make sure I got this correct. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this correct, y'all, because I don't want to get it wrong. Jaden. I want to say Jalen and Jaden Daniels. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second here, y'all. I want to get his name mixed up. Okay, yeah. It's Jaden Daniels. Jayden. I thought it was Jaden. It's Jayden. Now, see what's going on in LSU. It's college related, not NFL related. Now, of course, you all know Jaden Daniels was the Heisman Trophy winner at LSU 2 years ago, right? Number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, right behind Caleb Williams. So pretty much 2 Heisman Trophy winners got drafted, in the NFL draft. I think it's the first time it ever happened. This is I haven't done no research on it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, however, what I was going to say was, what was I getting ready to say? Oh, so what it was that, Joe Burrow was the Heisman Trophy winner at LSU as well. He won the Heisman Trophy winner, state college football record in terms of wins and points and things not wins, but in terms of points. Won national championship and was the number 1 draft pick overall. He wanted to play in the Super Bowl versus the Rams, of all people, right? Now, the whole thing is, Jaden Daniels, he transfers from Arizona State, goes to LSU, was the Heisman Trophy, and that's cool. The whole thing is that they then retired the jersey, right? No one has worn number 9, and nobody has worn number 5. But, however, there is that it was a cornerback. He was the nation's number 1 cornerback, DJ Pickett. He had always worn number 5 since he was 7 years old. And he was recruited, it was like LSU, Georgia, Miami, and I think Oklahoma. Those are the 4 schools that were trying to recruit him. And he said, listen, If I sign with you, if I sign with either one of you schools, will I be able to have the number for our jersey? Georgia said yes. That's my team. Miami said yes. Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma is a USC Oklahoma. One of those schools, Midwest or West said yes. LSU said yes. He chose LSU as his school. They gave him a number for our jersey. Jaden Daniels, recently, past week, maybe last week, week before last, he writes a letter to the school. Hey, please do not. Okay, before I get to the letter to the school, he signed a deal to where, hey, listen, once I leave, 6 months, 180 days after, you can still use my NIL, name, image, and likeness, right? For recruiting, marketing, things of that nature. Now, fast forward, right? 2026. He says, listen, gets his legal team, gets his lawyer, write a letter to the school, right? Hey, please do not use my name, my NIL, name, image, and likeness for any other future promotions and marketing, things of that nature. Please don't use no more of that. As a matter of fact, do not use my jersey number and a copy of the Heisman Trophy that you guys got. Because when they give you a Heisman Trophy, they make two of them. They give, the winner one, which is Jaden Daniels, Travis Hunter, and whatever Heisman Trophy it is, Heisman Trophy winner it is, they get one, and the school gets a copy of it. He wants a copy. He sends a letter to the school. His legal team, dumbest dude in the world, sends a letter to the school. Hey, send me back a copy of my Heisman Trophy and do not use my NIL, but forgive me with my jersey number. Now the whole thing is, then it says on the school website that, hey, on the athletic department website, right? Listen, in order for your number or your jersey to be retired, it had to be 5 years after before we can even retire a number. He goes, and then he does, number one, he does it so early. He should have just waited. And then the whole thing is, he writes a letter, ESPN gets a copy of the letter, what his lawyer, his legal team sent. And so what it is that he comes out later and says, yo, let's keep everything private. Well, no, look here, you idiot. You basically sent the letter to the school. Everybody got a copy of it. Now everybody knows they want to keep it hush-hush. Jaden Daniels is a QB MB. Okay? A QB quarterback, MB, a mama's boy. I have every belief that Jaden Daniels' mama told him to do that. Or she probably did it herself. You can tell, listen, he can't have no girlfriends. She's hold up. Now, I don't mean to talk, not personally, she's probably a good mom, right? But business-wise, no, she all up in his business. She won't let him have a girlfriend. She's all up in the commercials. She's an agent. She doing everything. That boy, he's all up on his mama. He's all up on his mama. He can't have a girlfriend. Can't have no girlfriends. She don't want to have no girlfriends, right? And she all up in the commercial, and she the man agent. You know what it is? I believe Jaden Daniels is making money, and his mama probably his accountant too. Hey, listen, I'm not saying drop your mama, but bro, it's way too much, man. I have a feeling that I think that he does everything his mama tell him to do. You ain't even a grown man. This is my opinion. I'm just giving my thoughts on it. Then you come up in here trying to write letters to the school and everything. Bro, you were doing way too much for that stuff to even go down, man. You wrote a letter to the school, then you want everybody to be out your business. Like, nah, No. You played yourself on that one. So the thing is, listen, you made headlines and it's not even an injury. You making headlines and you're not even an injury. That's a lot right there. Jaden Daniels, I believe, is I think he's a diva. Well, I'm not saying he's a diva, but you went way overboard with this one. I felt like you kind of just need to leave that alone. I felt like if you had any issue with that, you probably should have gone to the school and talked to someone in the athletic department or somewhere. You should have took that behind closed doors. But you made a public statement when you had a legal, and then why did you hire a legal team, a whole lawyer to do that anyway? Well, hold up, time out. The lawyer just took your money. If I'm a school, you play for my school, I give you opportunity. Now, you can win anywhere else, but you came here. And that's the case, If that's the case, why didn't you write a letter to Arizona State if you're number 5? You good at Arizona State, you good at LSU, but you chose LSU. Nah, you should I don't agree with that. I mean, I think it's way too much. You went way overboard. And like I said, if I'm in school, if I don't have any jersey numbers, you wear my not jersey numbers. You wear my numbers, I get somebody, hey, you want number 5? Okay, you get number 5. And then at the same time, if I'm in school, I probably would have reached out to him, but at the same time, you still should have just kept them behind closed doors. Now, you don't make a big mess about the whole thing, but that's pretty much it. That's my whole take on that and everything. Like I said, kids, if y'all go out here, y'all go to these schools, oh, my bad. If y'all go, my thing is this right here. If I go out here and I go to a school and then my jersey number, right? Let's say if my number is, let's see, I'm a defensive tackle. So my number would be like 57, right? If I go out here, I break records every time my jersey, or if I'm a great person, and someone comes along, I'll be honored for them to wear my number. That's fine. Hey, put me in the ring of honor, retire my jersey. Hey, go ahead. Hey, you want to wear my jersey? And I'm the type person, hey, man, listen, he wear my jersey. Hey, let me come in, let me coach, let me talk to him. Hey, man, his number got, hey, it's a special name behind his number. Hey, you could be number 2. And that's what I would do. I would spread my wealth that way. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it. I mean, like I said, J&A's got too much crazy stuff going on. And he just need to just go ahead and just line up things of that nature. So pretty much, I don't think I have anything else, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, week 0 is coming up. College football, week 0 is going to be coming up in 2 more weeks. I'm excited. So college football is back. High school football is back. I got some other things I need to do as it relates to promotion, get some things out here. This is my opinion on it. But that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. It's a short show. My co-host D-Lump ain't here. Daniel Lumpkin is my co-host. And so basically with my co-host, it probably would have been longer with my co-host. But at the same time, I did what I could today with storylines, things of that nature. And also, not only that, let me bring something else up. George Kittle. Remember, he tore his ACL in the playoff game this year, right? He's hoping that he can be back by, he can make the trip to, is it Melbourne, Australia? Yeah, he wants to make the trip to Melbourne, Australia to play in game 1. We see how that whole thing goes down. Like I said, a lot of injuries going on. Luther Burton III, he got hurt. Like I said, a couple of injuries going around. I don't even want to go over the injury list neither, so I don't want to talk about that right now because I hate to see players getting hurt during practice or during spring training. And you know what? It's always that ACL bug that plays everybody in training camp every year. And unfortunately, it had to happen to my Falcons. And they'd be the worst. Those would be the worst injuries that you want to see where people get hurt during practice. Spring training. So spring training, during training camp. I'm thinking about baseball. During training camp. Oh, the sun changed, the light changes too. But this news I have you. This is all the storylines and show topics that I have you guys today. I will see you guys either next Saturday or next Sunday. And if I can't get D-Lump in studio, I will more than likely have him on the phone, and we'll probably doing it from there, things of that nature. But that's pretty much it for you guys. You guys have a wonderful Super Sunday, and entertainment-wise, Spider-Man is probably going to gross $2 billion. Green Lanterns come on tonight, and The End of Oak Street, I heard was a good movie. So that's all I got for you guys. See you soon. Holla. Peace out.